Diana of Themyscira, daughter of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons.
Guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I want to cover two really big controversies, I guess is the best way to put it, when it comes to DC Comics right now. I want to talk separately about the Wonder Woman Rooster Teeth 1984 comic, and then, towards the end, we're going to talk about the layoffs and the people that we can expect to see leaving DC, and the fact that it's just not the end of the comic book industry. Every other week I see these videos, it's the end as we know it. No, it's not. But we will talk about real layoffs that are actually happening. So, let's talk about Wonder Woman 1984 first. This is a cover that has caused a lot of controversy. And here's the thing when it comes to this. And I want to use a specific example of when I first started making YouTube videos. Now, there was controversy when it came to Heroes in Crisis number 7 and Poison Ivy cover. The SJWs went crazy and said it was too sexy. If you can't hold up a mirror to yourself and cause controversy for the sake of getting something pulled or someone deplatformed, there's no reason for it, right? If you can't hold that mirror up to yourself and say, I am not doing the same thing as them, then you are them. That's the unfortunate truth. If you are making the, massive deal about something so silly, when I'm going to tell you why I think DC is trolling you, and that's really what you should be upset about, then it's dumb. Like, I get it. It's not supposed to be Wonder Woman. It's supposed to be this weird, I don't even know, alien version of it. At first, I did think it was Nubia, but it is by Robin Eisenberg. And I'll tell you, I do have an issue with this cover, and it has nothing to do with the art of the cover. Now, if you've been, into comics for quite a while, you'll know that Frank Quitely is a pen name. That is not his name. His name is, just a kind of a joke on Quite Frankly, right? He originally did, pornographic art, and he was unable to get a job within the mainstream of comics because of that. Hence the pen name. A lot of people use pen names. Gail Simone, a lot do. Now, this caused him to not be able to work. Well, this woman gets a variant. And if you go to her Twitter, which I just recently did, simply because I was getting, other examples of artwork, which I will say, she is talented. It's very different. It's very subjective to what you like art always is. It is going to be subjective, just like Riley Rossmo, right? His art is very specific. Now, I do like his art when it came to the most recent Dark Knight's Death Metal, when it was the number 1, I forget what it was. I just read it, it came out this week, right? It went along with this story. And it's the only time I've really liked Riley Rossmo. It is very subjective type of artwork to the reader. And that is very much the same when it comes to Robin here. Now, she's already doubled down, and that's why I think DC has been playing. This is a one-shot tied in to the movie. It wasn't going to sell. It is not related to canon. It is simply put in for, an introduction to the movie that's coming out. Any other time they would have had a Gal Gadot cover or an artwork very similar to Gal Gadot, but why? Why did they put this cover out? Because they can run story after story about how the internet complained, how the, fanboys, the toxic males complained about this artwork because it was a heavy set woman. And she's got mom jeans and no boobs. That's kind of, her art style. And I actually think it's pretty. It's not Wonder Woman, but it's pretty, right? You can like something, but still have it not be, of the character. This is not of the Wonder Woman that we know. Wonder Woman is, has a defined body because she has to. She is basically a god. She has to. But They did this, at least in my opinion, very purposefully so. They are going to run story after story as the movie starts to get closer about the toxic male fanboys that didn't like the cover because the color of her skin or the fact that she was heavy set. This wasn't going to sell, and this is going to help it. Any publicity is good publicity, and this unfortunately seems very purposeful to me. And I could be completely off. DC could not be trolling the outrage merchants, but in my opinion, this looks very much like that. Now, as far as Robin goes herself, she's talented. She's got more talent than I do. It's just not Wonder Woman, right? This is not. But I'm also not going to complain about it nonstop and do exactly what the SJWs have done to multiple covers that they thought were too sexy or too revealing. Like, I'm not that person. I don't want to deplatform any artist. I simply don't. And I might criticize it or I might not buy it, but I'm not going to go to that extent that the SJWs go. And now we see, some of the anti-SJWs going to that extent also. Well, they say they're anti, but, that's up for debate. Anyways, let's talk about the issue that happened today, the breaking news when it comes to DC getting layoffs or not getting layoffs, or Warner Brothers Media getting layoffs or not getting layoffs. It looks like it's really not going to affect DC too much. Now, it is going to affect them some. Of course it is. And I think in the most positive way possible. We are seeing names on here that was just released. Now, we are seeing people that are coming to the table that really, rightfully so, I think it's been time, and it's a little late, if anything else. Names like Andy Corey, right? Andy Corey should have lost his job when Vertigo was abolished. He ran that into the ground. He continuously runs his politics, his, messaging game. He continuously lets people like Mark Russell put stuff through about the Young Turks or really weird trans orgies and stuff like this. Like, it's gotten to a point where that name should have been on the chopping block long ago. And I think it's really great to see that. Not that, anyone deserves to lose their job. But then again, if you're not making the sales and this is your job, it's time, right? It's time. So let's take a look at the other names that are on this list. And like I said, all of this makes sense. This woman, she is simply not doing well with the digitals, right? She is not selling digitals at all, Bobby Chase. And she's actually lost sales when it comes to digital. There was a while where digital was doing okay. I mean, of course, digital's not going to ever do as good as print. But Bobby Chase took it from a time when Bombshells had, digital's going really well. Bombshells was really great, by the way. To now what? And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of the introduction of digital only, like Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red. Or, some of Supergirl was I think 42 was digital. We're seeing a lot of these end-off things going digital only. We have Deceased, the tie-ins digital only. So, New Injustice, Year Zero. I think it is because she's been on the chopping block for some time, and they are going in a new direction because her job is up, right? Somebody else is doing something right for once, and Bobby, unfortunately, you lost sales. So, one name that's very weird to me on here, two names, Hank Cannells and Bob Harris, I don't think are correct. I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm not saying, because all of this is rumor, right? This is all speculation. This is Rich Johnson at his finest, who brought us, super great lies like 5G, which I reported on, of course I did. And other, things with the New Gods. Rich Johnson lies when it's okay for Rich Johnson to lie. But unfortunately, you have to, at some point, not be Rich Johnson, right? You have to go in and just be honest about what you're hearing. And you can't be the fake news that we see so often, time and time again. Do your research. Be clear that these things are rumors. DC is not going anywhere. It's not. It may change. Will, comics be a little different? Maybe we'll see them go to graphic novel eventually. Maybe we'll see them, go to periodicals, go to bi-monthly. There will be changes. That's inevitable at this point. But will they go away? Of course not. Of course not. A lot of this still goes, back to, I can't forget her name. Amy, something, whatever her name is. She got real mad. I'll look it up before I edit. When, it all comes back to the Batawang, right? And she's putting a lot of these people on the chopping block. So, I'm curious to see how far this goes. But even so, it's not the end of the world. A lot of the people losing jobs are from DC Universe, right? DC Universe we've known that's going away. It's unfortunate, but it is. They don't have annuals, you can't buy it annually anymore. You have to do month to month. These things have been known. The DC Daily Show is gone, right? So all of those people are going to lose jobs that help, make those things possible. So, of course, but don't sit here and play these games like it's the end of the world, it's the end of DC, when it's simply not the case. Now, if we have evidence that comes out and they say, Jim Lee's fired, this guy's fired, Bob Harris is gone, they are doing away with it, then fine. I'll believe it. But until then, this isn't a big deal. This is actually a very, very good thing. Trimming the fat is a good thing. We've seen this recently with Valiant, when they shut down their, New York office, right? So this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. Andy Corey should have been fired months ago, years ago. If not, never had a job in the first place. We are seeing what we've wanted for a very long time come to fruition. The changing and fixing of, in small part, the industry as we know it. So that's a really good thing. Anyways, let me know what you think about both this and the Wonder Woman cover that is so controversial because she's fat. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskart, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.